Hi, and thank you so much for joining me for day 15 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life. And today was a double page spread, which you can see in the top right hand corner by Sean Styles Lar. And I've got a confession to make. I didn't hit record on the camera through half of this. I'm so frustrated with myself. So this first bit, you'll see I started creating the grid layout using the left hand side of the double page. And I'm going on black cardstock. I've got my photos sorted and I'm using some cut aparts from the Vicki Boutin Print Shop to create the other pieces showing on that layout. I didn't want to use as many photos as were shown on the sketch. So down at the bottom here, I'm just using a paint pen to colour in a circle so that I can stick one of the vellum circles over the top that I cut from the speciality paper. And now I'm using that paint pen to try and create some splatters. It didn't really work. I see people doing this on YouTube, but I just couldn't get it to work. It's a Liquitex paint pen. So in the end, I put some onto acetate and then watered it down and used my paintbrush to splatter. So this is as far as I get. And then the next portion of the video, unfortunately, didn't record. Like I say, I was so frustrated, I thought I'd hit record. And then when I went to stop it, I realised I hadn't. So all I've done off camera is create another circle in the top right hand corner using that same Liquitex paint, and I cut myself a 4-inch circle and then drew around the edge with the Liquitex pen to create that circle outline, and then splattered again all over it. Used one of the chipboard pieces, the circular chipboard pieces from the print shop collection, and I pulled off some of the layers because it was a little bit too thick for me, and then added a Hey Little Magpie flare that says family time. Underneath you can see the tag, and I've just embellished with that with some pieces from the Papyri pack. Well, the ampersand is cut apart, and I added some wax thread at the top and then a little offcut that I've used previously on the left hand side of the ampersand. At the bottom you'll have just seen me adding a sticker that says remember these things, and I also added a ruler. It was a half piece that I'd added previously from the Papyri pack again. And now you can see I'm just adding some word strips above that vellum. So I've gone through my old stash and I've got some Ellie's Studio and some My Mind's Eye, and I'm just using some pieces that will work down here. So the one I'm sticking now just says love you, love you, love you, because this is all photos of my family while we were having a fire pit. The blue piece above says you make me so happy, and the noted is the pink piece. And then I'm just going through some labels that I've printed out from Ellie's Studio, stamped out using my Tim Holtz Distress Oxide inks. I just keep that tub full of pre-stamped pieces so that I can use them on my layouts like this. And I think that's me up to date now. I've added that little word smile to the top left hand photo from these, I think they might be Lily Bee stickers. And I'm also adding one that says happy here, but I noticed that there was a bit of colour that it hadn't cut properly on the label sticker, so I was just trimming off that bottom edge, making sure it's straight. And this layout did come together relatively quickly. It was nice doing it on the black cardstock because it really made everything pop. So I was just playing around with the offcut of the circular label sticker, but I decided not to use that. Oh no, I do use it at the bottom here. I didn't use it on the left-hand side there of the layout. So just sticking that down there. And the photos have both been matted with a few layers of paper like I normally do. So just sticking another yellow one here. Just building up this cluster on the left-hand side. And then adding this label sticker that says loving life. And I do like that. These photos document Ross had been over with his dad. His dad had been quite poorly, so he'd been over for 10 days in Northern Ireland visiting him while he was in hospital. And this was the first evening that he came home. It's the longest we've ever been apart as a family, so we decided just to have some family time, and it was lovely just sitting out in the garden and relaxing. So I'm going to add that to these strips at the top here. That will be my journaling spot. So it just says, Dad had been over in Northern Ireland visiting Grandad in hospital for 10 days, the longest we've ever been apart. A fire pit and family time was the perfect welcome home. So just sticking those down, offsetting them slightly against one another. And that was from one of the cut apart pieces as well. Always look at the cut aparts to see if you can fussy cut to create embellishments, ephemera, or use these strips as your journaling spot, even if you don't want to use the full 4x6 card or 3x4 card. So now going through the sticker book again just to see if there's anything else I can add. And I find this little heart, but it's on a white background, so I decide to add another label to it. And I'm just trimming that round so it nestles between the Flair and that chipboard piece. And then the heart can go on top of that. And it's just layering things up. I will add a word sentiment as well to that in a minute. I'm just going through the 6x12 sticker sheet now, and I find this little gold yellow frame, and I want to bring a little bit more yellow in. So I put half done at the bottom here in this little cluster, and then I use a quarter of it in the top right-hand corner. I'm just messing about, deciding the positioning, but in the end I decide to put it around that corner. Just like that, and then I trim off that excess piece. And it's just bringing that yellow up to the top right, because we've got it at the bottom left. So adding a few more sprinkly bits. Just using some little stickers from the sticker book and the 6x12 sticker sheet. Here's that word phrase that I mentioned I was going to add to this circle here. So while I'm going around adding these little bits and pieces, please don't forget to check the description box down below. There's a playlist of everybody joining in on this lovely hop. And I will add the details of Shawn Styles La. I'm not sure whether she has Instagram or YouTube, but any details I can find, I'll add on. She's the creator of this lovely sketch. And do check the playlist to see everybody who's joining in on 30 days of sketches. There are some really nice creatives creating some amazing layouts and lots of new ideas to have a look at. So I'm just adding the date stamp here. I'm going to add it to that little offcut of label that I've put next to that ampersand. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me for day 15, and I shall see you again tomorrow for day 16. Thanks again. Bye.